Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Rune-keeper, and everything looks much clearer now, so obviously that was the fog bug that I was dealing with rather than some meteorological effect here in Forkhell. And you see now alright, let's oh, we've got a burglar there also. Well, the burglar's probably going after everything, so I'm just worried about one particular worm. Is that my worm? Yeah, that is my worm! Well, at least I found out where it is. I thought I was going to be looking for it all over the place, but I'll just go around this wolf man. I mean, that is the fastest I think I've ever found one of these mobs when I started getting into the area where they could be. Ooh, that not a good idea. Alright. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you get stunned by that thing. Yes, okay, fine. Okay, good. Steady hands. Good. Now that's much better. Yeah, level 49 signature. And I think I will be able to bust through it though eventually. Alright! That was a lot quicker than I expected that to be. I thought I was going to take half the episode finding this thing. So what does that leave for me? Well, that means next is to head over into threatening elks. Head into Goblin Town. But I don't want to start. I don't want to go into Goblin Town in the middle of an episode. Well, yeah, actually, might as well. It's pretty early on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to travel to Goblin Town, and I will meet you there. I am back, and I also noticed in my inventory I should also drop the hateful worm mine. These are the items for the second phase, but this is for burglars, captains, and lore masters, so it obviously doesn't help me. But I will be needing some items eventually of that type. Whether I'll be going after and killing mobs for them or going to a skirmish camp is another matter. But now I need to get some Misty Mountain stones from the goblins in here. And I also have several other quests within here. And, well, that answers our question very quickly on whether or not I can get them here. Definitely at the right spot, and even the greenies can drop them. In fact, they drop them quite regularly, it looks like, unless I got very lucky there. Right. Okay, 3 out of 4 is not bad odds. Alright. 3 out of 4. Oh, well, we'll worry about that later. Alright, so now I was thinking that maybe I should go down into Goblin Town. And I think I see a sneaky here. And take care of this sneak. Now I have several quests to worry about. I need to find Glauryn. I need to find some orders. I'm going to remove that quest. Remove the one where I have to go into Eregion also. And make sure I have all of my... Yeah, the missing scout one, just in case we trip into that. Now, the question is where this chief will be. I suspect he'll be fairly far down, since that's the way these things always work. So I think I'm going to have all of my stones well before... Oh, I also got one of Bilbo's buttons, it looks like. Oh, wait. What is this? Talk to Gloinus. I got the orders? Alright. I expected to have to go way down to get those. Alright. Do I have any... Is this... No, alright. So that's just in the quest list. It's not... Apparently it's written in Goblin or something, so I can't read it. Or I should say, black speech. Okay, so I need to find... Still need to find those 2 scouts. And 5 more. 4 more. Oh, the mountain stones. Oh. Saw the runner just a little bit too late. I just love it. Vivid imagery. Glad I finally have completed Enmity of the Goblins 3. Alright, now what did that give me on there? Oops. There. I saw... Oh. Listen to everything I says. Oh, yeah. Should I give you a grammar lesson? Okay, okay. Yes, I know. Westron isn't their native tongue. Oh, yes, I wanted to have a look at racial traits. I don't have many to see. Tactics and conviction bonus, most useful if you are. And elf bow damage bonus. Pretty much useless to a Rune-keeper. So that's probably why I don't have either of them equipped at the moment. I still need to kill orcs. I haven't gotten around to killing orcs and getting that Rivendell port. That would be really nice to have. And I'm not going to take this time to look over all my virtues. But I really should kill orcs. Now, I guess one way I could do that is run the Fort of Bruinen, but I'm not going to run that 20 times in front of you just to complete that deed. And out of... How am I doing in my orcs? Yeah, I still need to kill 48 more orcs. Now, I've got all of my stones, so I just need to worry about finding the scouts now. And I don't know how successful I'll be, but at least I'm collecting buttons. Now, different buttons have different ways of doing. Some of them, I don't know if, I think so, only some of them drop off of goblins. I think some of the others you have to find specific locations for. That's right. Tricky thing is, I don't know Goblin Town all that well, so here's a possibility that at some point I may just say, hang it all. But you will at the very least get a taste of this place. Now we're still in greeny territory, but I believe the mobs do get a little bit tougher as you go deeper in. And of course there is an instance in here also. Actually there are 2 instances related to Goblin Town. One of them's been there for a while. And I don't think I've ever been in the one that's always been there. Actually, it might be a level 51, so in which case, if it's level 51, it won't be shown on here yet. But the other one is part of... But the one that's the Road to Erebor, which is a 3-player instance, the Seed to the Great Goblin, that is available. And there's another one that's... Oh, here it is, Goblin Town Throne Room. Apparently it's the level 45 one, so I just unlocked that one. And this is also 4-3, so there are 2 3-player instances related to Goblin Town. And I've been to the Seat of the Great Goblin, which has rather interesting boss fight to it. Oh, no. And the reason why I'm trying to make sure I attack him first is, of course, they often start out... The stealthy goblins often start out with a blind. I don't know if these do. But I'm just making the assumption that they do. Whether that's an assumption or memories of previous experience. Apparently, there he is. Alright. And there are some interesting places down here. Now, as I said, this is a it's a bit of a maze at times. Fortunately, it does have its own map, which is helpful. But you will, by definition, run into many goblins. And while we haven't seen any that I can recall, you will also run to wargs, because as said by one of the quest givers, where you find goblins, you find wargs. And besides, their abilities to be annoying just seem to dovetail with each other. Alright. Just die. Alright, now. It would be nice if I could bring flax here. Oh, well. Not to be. Let's see. What's this way? Smith. Trying to remember. Fortunately, I don't remember where anything is in this place. I'm sure there are some people who have complete recall as to where everything is in Goblin Town. I am not one of them. Oh, really? Now, there you go. Alright. Now, what I'm looking for, I believe the scouts are both behind portals. But this is... What this is, I believe... Actually, I better double check before I commit. Actually... This is still within it. So this is another section of Goblin Town. So it's divided into sections with these boulders in between. And it looks like there's a quest giver. Obviously, I must be heading down, And that will take me around a little bit more. And it'll take me to the quest ring, which I presume is one of the 2 scouts I'm seeking. I'm not going to worry about that location at the moment. We'll go this way, since I think this is going to lead me to my target. That's a way to get down here without breaking an ankle. And the trouble is with all these goblins here also, whenever I miss target, you can be sure that there'll be plenty of goblins in the area that... Oh! Is that an orc? Nah. Wishful thinking. Actually, no. Let me check that. 104. Well then. And we'll check after this whether or not whether that was an orc or a goblin. 106. Yes, that was an orc. Alright. Hard to tell them apart. In fact, there's very little distinction made for in the books between goblins and orcs. It's a... And there are many places where the words are used interchangeably. So there are other points where there is a slight distinction. For example, in The Hobbit, where it was talking about some of the goblins, whether or not they're able to get under, as it says, even the largest ones, the great orcs of the... I think the only place where I think they used the word orc in the... was making clear that the largest of the goblins within Goblin Town you refer to as orcs. And so... That means on the other side or not? Oh. Actually, that might have been saying your quest is in that area, not that there was a quest giver there, but just a way to signaling to me that I had to go that way in order to, in other words, that I was in the wrong area. I think that's what that was. So that wasn't good news. So we have this entire spur here. So let me check that if that was what that signal meant. Yeah, interior quest location. So that just means that, and since there was no interior quest location flag going into here, that means I won't be finding them down here. Very well. With that sorted out, I'll now have to go and find the next point of location. At least now I've got a reference on it. But I think this is a good time to start. So we'll start on our second phase of searching the tunnels in our next episode of Pine Leaf Plays, The Rune-keeper.